It is just such a boon, and the reason G2 is still in this game.
It is. He kept them alive twice, and he probably won't stop anytime soon.
Alamau needs 3 more kills if he's to live up to what Fabian requested.
Yeah, I mean,
you missed it at the very start, especially if you came over from A. Fabian's word was you have to get 15 kills. We didn't get the full read, but Alamau did not have a good first map, so I think that was...
It's probably just to make up for it.
Yeah, just to make up for it, and then they maybe wouldn't mock him for the first map. Either way, 7-6. Maybe if we can get ourselves over into this third map, and Fabian won't mock anybody. That's a lie, of course he will.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. G2, they got to see if they can try and pinch their attack here to the top. We will go, but we'll start from the bottom. Will it be a hunt onto Bibu as they have opened before?
Yes, I mean there's a drone looking right at the head.
Look at that. You can see the calls.
He's dead. There's no surviving this. If he gets away with 1 kill, actually, Shinka on the cover.
Oh, they're from above! It was a bait! They laid the French trap of Bibu holding in a corner. Mowgli finds Benja as well. Oh, they knew!
It was a ruse.
It was a ruse all along! It's like a human alibi. They've fallen right for it. The cover was there. They waited and put the perfect bait. But here, with 2 opening bodies gone, they lose the calls that haven't already been used. The Capitao. Alamau does find Rise with the grenade, so it might be a little bit better coverage in terms of confidence moving behind it, but they don't really have the smokes anymore, so they don't have anything to stop against the Warden's blind. It's going to have to turn into a bit of a brawl, maybe some placement. Shinka suffers next. Pull themselves out a little bit further away, and they're just trying to evaluate if they can maybe get one more loose player.
Bottom floor now has been completely abandoned. The entirety of Wolves have gone up, but as Virtue finds Mowgli, suddenly that ruse that they laid turned back into a 2-on-2. 2 separate opportunities given to get us back to even numbers.
50 seconds. They've been able to pull a couple of the players out, but you've still got P4 who's having a terrifying game and has always been a terrifying problem. So, what do? Where do you watch? And how do you approach? Virtue can cover some of the angles. They also have dead players to watch the cams, the movement of the Talon shield, the focus. Shinka a little bit too late to put some bullets back, but look at the time. They can fall back at this point. The pressure is still on G2. They're probably going to see if they can tuck the Talon shield, so Bibu moves closer. A little spot in the corner of an angle, and Alamau is going to the opposite end. Where do you deploy the shield? You've got to do it soon. Bibu can't quite get the full shots, but they can move in. There's Bibu getting the freebie on the swing, the cover on the player on the plant. They're able to hop on the top, and we are going all the way for the second time.
Let me tell you, this might just become a series that goes to 45 rounds. And you know that happens after you play each other for 12 rounds, 50 maps in a row over 3 days. I mean, there's literally nothing hidden between these two except for the little trap, the bait we just saw happen in this round. Beautifully laid out. They realized what happened the last time they had a player down there. He was isolated quickly, was taken down. It was a free kill. Quickly, the pressure came on from G2. So what do? Set up some vertical angles. You start covering around the player. You act like you might have not seen the drone. I don't know if they actually did see the drone or might have not have. I don't know. Either way, it worked out perfectly for them. And that leaves us at this point where it's a coin flip. Map 3, or it is a Wolves victory, defying all the odds. Really being the Underwolves, as they were made out to be. It is a G2 defense coming through. It is going to be a bar and cocktail and quickly going back. They've won it in round 1 and they've won it in round 4. So
100% success, right?
Exactly.
It's that sort of thing right now. They didn't bring it out as the first thing. They went kitchen instead. Maybe to sort of throw off the idea that we're going to bar, or maybe for this exact situation that we can win our kitchen, even though it's been a little bit back and forth before. And then we can just play ourselves onto this, onto bar. We can end the game knowing that we have the mental safety of going, we can play our bar. And as Alamau put it before, if you missed it at the very start, Doki was on the roam having a good time, and then they sort of played away and moved it. They've changed the strategy this time. No mirror window, or no mirror setup. that was the lead in before.
The Azami setup they were talking about before, so Benja is going to be the key point now of holding onto Piano by using those keeper barriers outside of melee range, which means explosive need to be used to get rid of them. Stoke is still going strong on that roam. Wolves is just going for a bit of a rotate. It seems like they're going to be putting quite some pressure down onto that Piano, and that means that with 2 players here, G2 might just have them here.
This is it, and Doki, he's got the impact, but it's being closely watched on the corner. You have to time this and risk it perfectly and hope they're repelling on the opposite side, the white window, and that will be the call from Rise, who's now just lifted up. You see Doki go back, but they're watching. P4 is waiting for exactly that. Benja gets P4 as the trade out, pops up the window and shoots back down, but suffers quite a lot because of it. Rebuilds on the watch on the opposite end. He's still alive. He's not for very long, though. The grenades bounce around, a lot of utility dedicated, but you had to. That was the idea of the play. We saw how much was dedicated from the Aruni and the Azami for just that specific location. It's theirs now, and the rotate from Wolves can come out. They can start putting the pressure elsewhere. They can peel some of their players. They have the man advantage. And even game, a split push. Rise on the far end, a bit of a rotation and a struggle with the drone, and oh, it's maybe the tensest moment that you got to try and get those rolled through. That will give a bit of the game. Mowgli's trying to find out the piece. They've put the pressure from the new hatch. They've slipped their way through. Alamau gets one. They're able to get the trade back in, but now with one needing to plant, Rise just to swing in. Pre-fires, gets it.